Here we go. Hey guys, it's me, and right now I'm kind of doing this kind of like a book thing for a class. So here we go. The book I am doing right now is called The Book of Negroes, and the Book of Negroes is about a young girl named Aminata, and she has been taken from her village when she was 13 moons old, or not 13 moons, but something else. And yeah, or she was a young kid, I can't remember. So, and her father and mother have been killed by the Bakra. The Bakra are are us white people, I believe, or half white, half African. I can't remember. So yeah, and she has been walking for quote unquote 3 moons. Okay, so yeah, she's been walking across the desert, and a young boy by the name of Chikura has taken a liking to her and has been helping her out throughout the entire trip through Africa. And then once she gets to the edge of Africa, to the big river, that's what they call it, what we like to know as the ocean. So yeah, we like to know it as the ocean. So then they get onto the Lion, that's what they call the ship, and then they sail all the way into South Carolina, Georgia. Well, wait, no. Yeah, South Carolina, Charlestown, as that's where they landed. And she and Chikura got separated. Wait, no. While on the ship, sorry, I got to backtrack a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. But while they were on the ship, there was rebellion of the slaves. So there was a rebellion. A lot of Negroes and people died on the ship and everything. And Sanu, a character, she has her baby on the ship, but she died. The baby got killed by Fanta. And the chief, Amina's chief's wife, one of his wives, and she killed him. Wait, no, she killed the baby and Sanu. Well, Sanu jumped off the ship to go after the baby. Fanta, she also jumped off the ship, or she, as most of you have seen in the movie, got bang shot as well. And Fumba, he can't really talk well, but he's a character who's been helping out Amina while on the ship and while she was in the plantation. So fast forwarding now to where I left off. They make it into Charlestown. While in Charlestown, Chikura and Fanta have been separated from. It's hard to explain, but they are both slaves. So slaves, they went to different plantations. Robertson Appleby bought Aminata and brought her to the Applebee plantation, which is an indigo plantation. And you basically know indigo, purple, bluish, purplish color. So yeah, they got taken over there. And everything else is so far going pretty good. A new character comes in, Georgia. On the way to the plantation, Amina was really sick and she really needed medical attention. So, Georgia, she takes Amina, brings her into her home, heals her and everything with like medicinal, with herbs and stuff. And then that all happened. While that is going on, a whole lot of stuff happens too. Aminata and Chakura keep meeting and meeting after they've been separated in the plantations, like in the forest behind the plantation. So yeah, and then, sorry guys, I'm just trying to remember a few things in the book. So don't hate me for this, Miss Langford, please. Okay. And I might be missing a few things here and there, so please don't get mad at me for that. So that all happens, and okay, back to what I was saying. So they also get married. So Chakura and Amina get married. They also have a kid now. The kid's named after Amina's father, which I do not know how to pronounce. So don't worry about that. Robertson, or Master Appleby, that's what Amina calls him, but Master Appleby takes the child and sells him off. And then Amina refused to work and everything. Wait, no, backtrack a little bit, because there's a guy who comes in. His name is I forget. Sorry, I forget. The indigo plantation marshal thingy, like the inspector for the indigo in all of South Carolina. Okay. He comes in, expects Robertson or Applebee's plantation, like the indigo and such. He talks to Aminata, asks her a few questions. He takes a liking to her and everything. So then, fast forward a bit, Aminata gets sold to him, and he doesn't like the term slave. He doesn't like the term slave, so he uses servant. Okay, so she's been working for him now, and this is in part in book 2 now. Now I'm in book 2. She works for him and everything. She's doesn't like. She's unhappy a little bit because she doesn't know where her child is and all that. So then Chakura sees or comes to see Amina because his master is going on somewhere else. So Chakura was asked to help him. So he did. And yeah. So that's that. And then now, Solomon Lindo, that's the guy's name. The indigo inspector for all of South Carolina, Solomon Lindo. Sorry if I butchered the name a tiny bit, but I kind of have a bad case of saying things. But Solomon Lindo, his wife and child, well, his new child, both died in a plague. So he's been not himself for a really, really long time. And, well, yeah. So he wasn't himself. Well, his sister comes in and tries to help him out. Doesn't like Aminata at all. So she refuses to feed her, feed her, clothe her, and give her money for like food or anything. And Aminata is supposed to pay Mr. Lindo for a long time, like 10 shillings or something like that a week. So she hasn't been able to pay him, and he calls her Lindo calls Amina into his office, tells her you've missed a few weeks of payment, and she was so they've been having a disagreement back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then finally he breaks the tension and by asking her to come with him. He asked her to come with him to the next meeting for him to raise the prices of indigo or something. And to be honest, my opinion of how far I've read in the book and everything, it's a really good book. I am not lying. It's a really good book, and I highly recommend all of you guys to read it. And yeah, you guys read it. But after book 2, book 3 and 4, I don't know much about because I haven't read that far yet. So yeah. But in my personal opinion and review of the book 1 and book 2 so far, it's really good. So yeah, you guys should try and read this book or something. So to be honest, it's a really good book. I highly recommend you guys read it. So that's all from me right now. Tomorrow, Ben will be telling you more about the book or something because that's his part of the presentation. Okay, well, that's all from me right now. So rock on, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.